is Cynthia McIntosh, and I welcome you to Nuggets of True broadcast. On today, I want to share a word to encourage your heart. It's two words that I hope will stay in your spirit as you continue on your journey of life, and it's simply this: storm blessings. Oh yes, storm blessings. I share this word today because I believe there's someone listening who's going through a storm. You're going through a situation in your life where it has caused you to become uncomfortable and upset. Things around you has affected your life. And I want you to know, in the midst of that storm that you're going through, whatever storm that you're going through, financial, physical, relational, spiritual, whatever storm it is, I want you to know that that storm is full of blessings. It's loaded with praise reports. Now, I want you to know that this word of storm blessings is to believers. It's to people that love God. For there are many people going through storms, and their storms are not filled with blessings because they have not directed their hearts in the right directions. Some people are going through storms that have been put together for Satan's glory. But for the believer, all storms come into our life for God's glory. Satan is no different than God. He will cause things to happen in your life so that attention can be brought to him. But as a believer, when storms come into our lives, they come to bring glory to the Lord. I love sharing this message today because oftentimes when storms come, we feel rejected. We can sometimes feel forgotten. We can feel wounded, and not that it's just a feeling. Sometimes you will actually get wounded through a storm. You will get hurt. There are times in our lives when we feel like we're dying on the inside due to circumstances that have occurred. But know this, as a believer, your storms are always filled with blessings. Now let me give you some scripture to support what I'm saying. I want to start in Romans 8:28. And it says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Now, as I said earlier, storm blessings. Storms are filled with blessings because we love God. We have established a relationship with the Lord. And for that reason, because of that relationship, God will allow things to happen. And he's very comfortable with what happens in our life because he knows that it's working toward a good. It's working toward bringing him glory. It's working toward bringing something into your life. And I must at this point interject a meaning for the word storm that's outside of Webster's dictionary. For Webster's dictionary will say, or any dictionary will say, a storm is connected to weather. It's a situation of a lot of rain, snow, strong winds. But also, storms are connected to an occurrence of something in large amounts. It's a storm. You find yourself bombarded with something that's outside of your control. It's a situation where it will cause something on the inside of you to become enraged, angry. You're very upset. But I want to add something to those definitions of storms from a biblical perspective. A storm biblically means you are being prepared for something. And the two things that you are being prepared for is for change and spiritual blessings. You see, a storm from God's point of view. And remember, our ways are not God's ways. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. So he goes beyond the natural and the physical changes we go through with storms. But to God, a storm is an announcement of something that's going to change in your life. It is an announcement of the inflow of spiritual blessings. And I love sharing this today because sometimes with storms, instead of expecting the best or the worst, we've got to expect the best. Always know that God will not allow something to upset you and cause your world to become out of control without a reason for it. For you see, God's plan is not to hurt us, but is always to help us. Let me share this word with you in Jeremiah 29 and 11. It talks about what God does in our life. He said, "For I know the thoughts I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you a expected end." The reason why God is comfortable with our storms is because he knows his intent is not that of evil, which is certainly different from Satan's plan when he brings storms in the lives of his followers. His storms come to destroy. But God's storms coming into our life come to build us up. They come to make us stronger. They come to bring about change. And the two things, as I said earlier, to expect out of every storm in your life. One, that of change, and one, that of blessings. Storms can come to reposition you so that others may be blessed. It repositions you so that you can be blessed. And again, before I leave this text, let me read it one more time. Romans 8:28. "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to his purpose." You see, beloveds, as a child of God, we are called into the plan and the purpose of God. And connected to the plan and the purpose of God will be seasons of stormy weather. I'm going to say that again. In the plan and the purpose of God for our life, there will be stormy weather. But that stormy weather, those stormy times are loaded with change and with blessings. The end result of that change and those blessings will be praise reports. And that's why I encourage you today to hold on. Hold on. Don't quit during times of change. Don't quit in situations where you lose things physically. You may lose relationships. You may lose in your internal peace because something has disagreed with your thoughts, your way of thinking. Because some storms come, beloveds, to change how you think, to change how you believe. And the reason why God must do those changes and bring storms to change our levels of belief and raise us to new levels is because he wants to bring forth new things into your life. What we believe determines the things that happen in our life. If you change your thoughts, you can change your life. And what God will do is bring things into our life to change how we think and we believe. Let me share some more scripture with you today on the fact that our storms are filled with blessings and filled with change. 2 Corinthians 4, and I'll start at the 14th verse. It says, "Knowing that he which raised up Jesus shall raise us up also by Christ, shall present us with you. For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many redound to the glory of God. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceedingly and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. I want to read that text again in another version of Bible. And it says it like this. Every detail works to your advantage and to God's glory. More and more grace, more and more people, more and more praise. And I'm reading this out of the Message Bible, 2 Corinthians 4, starting at the 15th verse. Going to the 16th verse, it says, so we're not giving up. How could we? Even though on the outside it looks like things are falling apart on us. On the inside where God is making new life, not a day goes by without his unfolding grace. These hard times are small potatoes compared to the coming good times, the lavish celebration prepared for us. There's more here than meets the eye. The things we see now are here today, gone tomorrow. But the things we can't see now will last forever. Beloveds, know this today, that God has a hidden agenda that's going to reveal itself as you progress through this storm. And I use the word progression because God never planned for storms to last forever. Even on the earth, when the storm and the winds and the rain comes, they don't come to last forever. Mankind was called to temporarily go through seasons to bring about change and blessings. Expect blessings. Expect a miracle. Expect God to come through to show you something you've never seen before. Know this, that God has not forsaken you, but this storm has come to bless you. Well, beloveds, I've got to go. God bless you, and I hope to share again with you next week.